So recently, my daily driver 2007 Honda Pilot shit the bed. Not good. Basically, the transmission went out due to the 33-inch tires that I put on it, and yeah, I kind of just got rid of it. The Honda Pilot was super practical, all-wheel drive, high ground clearance. It fit 8 people, it fit all my camera gear. It was a perfect mobile studio for all my photography stuff. It was great for camping, going up the canyon in the snow. So I needed something to replace that. Kind of hard to fill those shoes. But for me, there's only one obvious choice. All right, here she is. 1990 Honda CRX HF. And the reason you're standing so far away is because this car is the definition of a 50-footer, maybe a 100-footer. She's got her problems, but I've always wanted a CRX. This thing is rough around the edges. When I picked it up, it didn't really run. I paid $3,000 for it. Probably overpaid for it. It has some issues, which we'll be going over in the video. This thing has been swapped with the D16A6. That's the SI engine of the time. And it kind of rips. 105 horsepower from the factory, the most fun 105 horsepower you could ever experience. So let's dive into the issues and see if we can get this thing roadworthy before winter hits. First thing you want to do when you buy a new car is give it a good clean. Yeah, this is rough. So we pulled her onto the grass, and I'm just gonna get cleaning.
Doing a proper deep clean on a new car you just purchased is a perfect way to get to know your new vehicle. It makes it feel more like your car, less like somebody else's. And on top of that, you get to discover all the issues that you overlooked when purchasing the vehicle. In this case, a few interesting things came up.
The fuck is this? I don't even want to get into the trunk battery setup. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is the wrong size for the car, and it is not tied down whatsoever. So yeah, battery's coming out right now. What the fuck, dude? What? Somebody chopped this thing. But why? Fuel pump access? This is just cut. Yep, the fuel pump's right there. Okay. Good little mod. Fresh fuel pump access. That's nice.
I discovered my first free mod, a sweet little fuel pump access door. How exciting. I also deemed the sub setup to be a fire hazard, so I ripped out all the wiring, and yeah, that's at least one fire hazard removed from the car. Another couple issues I discovered while cleaning the car: one of the seatbelt buckles is not functional, and the seats are not secure to the chassis. A couple of the seat pan bolt holes are completely stripped out. So that's awesome. We're just adding things to the list at this point. So as of now, I need to fix the seats and the seat belts. I need to put on an exhaust and a catalytic converter. The brakes don't work super great, and I'm pretty sure the polyurethane bushings in the rear have disintegrated entirely. But none of that matters if the car doesn't run properly. So that's what we're gonna tackle first. Now that the car is clean inside and out, it's time to address the real issue. This thing runs like shit. When I picked the car up and drove it home, my heart sank as a few minutes into the drive, I realized just how bad it was. The car didn't idle on its own. It completely bogged down under any acceleration. And the starter was completely fried. So if I killed it at a stoplight, there's a good chance I wasn't able to get it back on again. I made it back home safely, and I hit the old school Honda forums. I dug up an old forum from 2003 that led me to believe the timing belt had skipped a tooth and the timing was off.
Checking the timing. Finding some more questionable modifications here. These are the hot power cables coming from the battery. So yeah, super sick. And this used to be a ground. Also, the starter is shit. So I gotta bang it with a hammer for it to work. So hopefully, new starter today, time the engine, see if that fixes the bogging issue. So look at this frame notch. I believe this thing used to have an H22 in it. If that frame is notched like that.
I reset the mechanical timing, making sure everything lined up perfectly and there was good tension on the belt. And then I bought a timing light from Harbor Freight and checked the distributor position to get proper timing down to the T. My bogging issue was completely gone. This thing ran like a top. Not too bad for a free fix.
Got the timing belt back on the right tooth, and this thing is running super good. Even, you know, without an intake, with God knows what, spark plugs, etc. Pretty much, yeah, it's ripping. Funnest 100 horsepower I've ever experienced. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it.
I came out to the car for day 3 and noticed an excess of spider webs. The night before, I checked underneath the car to check on the bushings, and I saw multiple black widows chilling out, so I was already a little on edge. But these just ended up being little cellar spiders, harmless.
It's nice to finally figure out what's going on in here. This is a huge come up. We got energy suspension poly bushings for the trailing arm. The rear upper control arm, same story. We got some poly bushings and adjustable upper control arm. We have some Riceland coilovers, which seem to be okay. Then here's what I was worried about, and it's true. So yeah, there's no more bushing in there. All the connection points. Bushings are disintegrating on both sides. So yeah, that's a safety thing. Also the spider webs, more down here. Zoinks. So that's not good. So I did get a new bushing kit. I was not sure what all was in this car, but I got a new full kit. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we have those lower control arm bushings in the kit. So I'm gonna pop these lower control arms out and see if I can get some new bushings installed, because there's literally no bushing in there at all. I'm honestly terrified. I can't believe I've been driving this thing like on the highway. Here's the bushing on the
It was about right here when I had a full-blown crash out and stopped filming. So I realized the lower shock bushing, the OEM one that came in the kit, was too big for this hot pink aftermarket LCA. So I had to, get a little creative, use an angle grinder, and I had to harvest some of the bushings from the passenger side to use on the driver's side. Long story short, we were only able to get one side done in a complete hack job. So some new lower control arms are on order in the mail. All right guys, here we are at my favorite theme park, where $1 gets you access to endless entertainment, beautiful views. This right here, one of my favorite places in the world here. We're at the Pick and Pull. Goals for today. Number 1, get a seat belt for the passenger princess seat. We just need a buckle, shouldn't be that hard. And the big thing we have to tackle today is the muffler. I've been driving this thing around for a few days and it is ear-splittingly loud. I can't stand it, and I have permanent brain damage from the fumes from the catless exhaust, which is cut right behind the seat and it's going right up into the vehicle. So yeah, I'm working on about 30% brain cells right now. So the goal for today, grab a muffler and a seat belt buckle. Let's get it.
All right, so I think I got the exhaust figured out. I don't know, it might be sitting way too low. I've never done any sort of exhaust work, so this is me fully winging it, but here's what we got. We got the jack supporting it. We're using the pre-existing hanger on the car over here with the Toyota Matrix exhaust. Not using this, we might have to though. Jacked up. And then I have the flange thing and the exhaust thing crunched up in there. We got a bit of a gap to fill in here. But yeah, I don't know, should be fine. I'm gonna send it, yeah. I'm gonna grind it down and start welding. It looks so bad. It looks awful. We're ready to go to Booger Town. Let's booger this baby up. Anyway, here's what we got going on. It's, yeah, it's together. Not winning any awards. I might actually be banned from welding. Yeah, fuck it, dude. It's a beater car. I just want her quiet, you know? I just want to be able to pick up my girl and not have a splitting headache for 3 days after driving it once. Woo. It's so quiet. Well, I just ran over the welding mask. Oh, it corners. It just does not have body roll. Oh, it corners like a beast. And we only have 1 out of 2 suspension bushings in the rear. So we fixed up a few things. We still have a lot of work to do on the CRX. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Wow, it is gorgeous. Holy smokes. All right, guys, just to wrap up what we've done to the CRX in this video. Battery, starter, rear bushings on one side. We did the timing belt. We gave her a little spit shine. And yeah, the most important part is she's registered, insured, and legally on the road as of now. It is quiet, enjoyable. It doesn't really rattle. It's honestly a super sick car. Even with completely shot bushings on one side, this thing corners like a beast. I'm so excited to get this thing rolling. Oh, it feels so good. It pulls so good. Future goals with the CRX. I've got a pile of boxes of aftermarket and maintenance parts for this thing. Moving forward, we are going to be addressing suspension and brakes. Most importantly, get the engine running perfect how it is. Do all the maintenance and tune up on the engine. It is leaking, and then I'm just gonna enjoy it. For those of you that are following the Jeep project or lack of updates on that, the Jeep is almost done as well. So once the Jeep is done, this car turns into a full-blown project car. We're gonna do an engine swap. This thing is gonna be rowdy, track car, canyon car type build. So if you wanna see more, please subscribe. Go check out the videos on the Turbo LS Jeep. And yeah, thank you for watching. It really does help a lot. Subscribe, preach. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.